Black screen! I figure since I did the village theme, I'd do this. Play the game. Why not? Okay. We're gonna start a new city. The hell's that? Anyway. You got yourself 1,000 maps here. Some say it's 2,000, depending on who you ask. So, in order to have a good city, you need a lot of land and not a lot of water. So what we need is a map that has the least amount of water is number 61. It's something like 13 to 14% or something like that. There's a lot of good ones, but the one that you really want, you know, if you really want to be serious about not having a lot of water, this is the one you want. Okay. I don't need a name for the city. No, I don't want to name it. Q. I want to name it. Because it's me. Alright. Let's get started. Okay, now I'm sure you all know about the $1 million code and where you get all the money and all that stuff, but in case you don't, here's how it works. Essentially what you gotta do is you have to spend absolutely every single dollar you've got. You have to have absolutely $0. No more. You also have to have something on the map, existing on the map, that requires funding of some sort, either transportation, a police department, or a fire department. Because your value, the actual money that you have to have at the end of the year, has to be a negative value. Don't worry, we'll get to all that. Alright, so what we gotta do is we gotta spend all the money. Spend all the money. Yep. Alright. Something that requires funding. Just blow it however, I guess. $72 here. Let's build some park. And we're done. Okay, I will see you at the end of the year. Okay, when the budget screen comes up at the end of the year, what you want to do is you want to press and hold down the L button. Now while you're holding the L button, you don't have to lower your tax rate, I just do for the hell of it. Hit click go with figures. Okay? Then immediately, still holding the L button, return to the tax screen. Hit the right one there. There we go. Now, still holding the L button. Now we're going to raise all our funding levels to 100%. Still holding the L button. Now you see your current funds there is now below 0. Okay? That's what you want. When that's all said and done, still holding the L button, click go with figures. Exit out, click go, and let go of the L button. Boop. There you go. Just like so. When that's done, you got all your money. And we're going to get started. Now one of the more annoying things that you can do here is if you really want to, you can stop and fill your entire map full of park, because anything that you build on park automatically has max land value. It's a good way to get going, but I don't think we really need to worry about that, so let's just start building, I guess. I don't even know why I bulldoze these. Oh well. Alright, let's see here. I don't worry about roads because they cause pollution via cars, and they also cause traffic problems. Rails are more expensive, but they're cheaper in the long run, ultimately, because they don't really make you have a lot of pollution. They don't have a lot of traffic. You know, two problems you can, really help out. Traffic, in that case, you can really just do away with it altogether, just by not having them. Okay, now that I'm through stammering, let's just keep building, shall we? You're going to need a lot of industrial zones. This is where your primary employment is going to come from for your citizens. I build them in blocks of pairs, just like so. Blocks of 4 or 5. Because of the pollution, it's really going to make the land value plummet here. So crime's going to be a problem here. I tend to put police and fire departments together. That's done. Just wait here and just build out some industry. Yeah, the $1 million cheat makes things easy because you can lower your tax rate to 0, and that will really help people move in, give them a good incentive to move in. Alright. That's enough industry to get us going. The industry really won't develop at all until you have commercial zones down, believe it or not. Alright, so let's make some we've already got industry, we need commercial zones. Alright. So hook them up with some power. We can speed this along now, I guess. And auto budget, because we don't need it. We don't need to worry about it. Not do that. The commercial zones serve a nice buffer between the industrial zones and the residential zones. One of my favorite things to do is build industry around the outside and commercial zones inside of the industry and residential zones in the center of the map, far away from all the pollution. Really helps things get up and going. Yep. Now, need some residential zones. So we'll build them. Ah, we have a town. Population more 2,000 people. Congratulations, your village has become a town. Placing residential zones, industrial zones, commercial zones, and balanced numbers will help your city to grow. Woot. Alright. So, where would you like to build your own house? Yeah, shut up. Okay. Now, a lot of people swear by this whole donut hole thing for residential zones, and possibly even commercial zones, depending on who you ask, because you have 8 zones around the middle. The middle is blank, and you can plug in gifts, or police departments, or fire departments, or something that doesn't require access to road or rail. Gifts have the tendency to help your land value go, and grow, and grow, and grow. See? So, something that you can do is just build them in donut holes like so, or you can build them in little 2x2 blocks like so. Not explaining this very well, I know, but you can see what I'm doing. You don't really need me to explain it to you, I'm sure. Alrighty, so we need some more police and fire departments. We don't have any out here. Build some more. Yeah, let's build one right here. There we go. And a good rule of thumb here is as you have these out, be patient. Let them develop. Housing costs are going to go up because, you know, we don't have a lot of residential zones, but the ones that we do have are going to develop like crazy because it's the only place for people to live. So let's build these up, let them just go. We don't need any industrial zones, as you can see from our little RCI meter up here in the upper right. We don't need any commercial zones really at all. Residential zones are what we need. We're just going to let those build, let them develop of their own accord. Population's increasing steadily. 7,600, 7,500. See, it's turning me into a liar now because it's going down. Oh, okay, there it goes. Well, you're just a little bastard, aren't you? 7,600. Oh, eat a dick. Just eat a freaking cock. The size of my Andy. That's the size of the cock you need to eat. Tasty. Tasty penis. Alright, 8420. 8280. I hate you. Anytime you want, you can access voice, take a poll of the people. I'll tell you how you're doing. Housing costs, pollution, and crime. Typically, if you were to talk to Dr. Wright, he won't tell you how to fix a problem unless it actually becomes worse than 20% of the people saying it. So we're closest to housing costs. Once that crosses 20%, then Dr. Wright will tell you about housing costs when you talk to him. Your population, 8,300. Net migration versus last year, approximately 640 people. The assessed value of your entire town. The category, it's a town. Game level's easy. You don't really get much for being in medium or hard aside from a less amount of money to start with, so there's really no reason to do that. And your overall city score starts at 500. Your current score is 592. Your annual change is 92. And of course, is the mayor doing a good job? Not a lot of people think I'm doing a good job. Oh well. So, if we were to just let this speed this along, we get the city. Congratulations, your town has become a city. Solving transportation dilemmas and reduce the crime rate to keep the citizens happy and your city growing. More than 10,000 people turns you into a city. Population just went through the roof there. We can just let this keep on right on going. As you can see, the population is going through the roof here. As for pollution warnings, there's not really a lot you can do about that, aside from, you know, spreading out your industrial zones and what have you, but ultimately what it comes down to is you need those for jobs for your citizens. Because, you know, commercial zones work, but industrial zones work better, so you're going to need more of those than you will commercial zones if you really want your population going. At least I found that's what works for me. Now, as you can see here, because we have the mayor's house right in the middle of this donut block, the land value is raised right here like mad, and these are all going up. Now, in these 14 residential zones, we've managed to cram in almost 30,000 citizens, just like that. As crazy as that is, we're off to a pretty decent start. So the idea is to just let them develop as high as they'll go, and when your population kind of plateaus, then start building more. So let's see how high this will go, shall we? Looks like it's going around 34,000. It's like 34,000, give or take. Man, we got a lot of tops here. Alright, let's build more commercial zones and residential zones and what have you. Right. So we'll just do our donut block and then double bar thing. Just like above there, just do it in reverse. Kind of balance things out, keep things even. Commercial zones. Odd, I didn't think we would, or at this point. Alright. So you give yourself a lot of donut holes to put gifts in. They help. Alright, let's get some commercial zones. Residents are demanding a stadium. That'll typically happen when you reach about 20,000, 30,000 citizens, give or take. I don't know why they think they need a stadium when they're only you only have 20,000 people. But, yeah, I don't have any problem building a stadium, so let's build one. And in doing so, you get a library. Not a library, zoo. That's what you get. You get a zoo to build the stadium. And you get another zoo for having, I think, three stadiums. And you get one for having one, and you get one for having 3. Zoos are good. One of the better gifts, I think. So let's make it all look nice. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, I gotta give everybody power. Okay. Now, let's put a police and fire department out here. Just because we need one. You don't have to have as many as I'm building, because the more you have, you know, the more funding it takes and the more space they take up. But it really helps to keep your crime rate under control, at least nowadays, you know, when your city is nice and small. Alrighty, so the population is going up. Let's let it roll and see where we go from here. 35,000, 36,000, 37,000. There's our zoo. I was waiting for you, Mr. Zoo. Yay! Alright, 38,000, 39,000, 40,000, 41,000, 42, 43, 44, 45. Oh, wow. Right around 40 to 45,000, we'll start telling you industry requires a seaport. Seaport does not need to be near the sea, if you can believe that. You can build it anywhere you want. All the game does is just check to see if you have one. So what I do is typically I build an airport out here, build a seaport next to it, and give them both a nuclear power plant right here. And just for shits and giggles. keep the crime rate down. Now, when you have somewhere around capital level, which is 50,000 population, and you have a seaport, or maybe it's an airport, one of the two, you'll get your expo, which helps your industrial zones grow. Not that you really need to worry about that. They grow just fine on their own, regardless. But it's an industrial expo. It's another gift. There's that. Police department headquarters, fire department headquarters. You get those when you build 6, 12, and 18 of the regular kind. So we have 6 police departments. You should really build a fire department out that way. Somewhere in the neighborhood. Just for now. So we can get our fire department headquarters alongside our police department headquarters. Alrighty. Okay, we're at 43,000. So typically what I do is, since the police department headquarters and the fire department headquarters have a radius of about 1.5 times the regular ones, there's really no point in bulldozing one of them unless you really want to help your crime rate out. So, well, if we have the police department headquarters and the fire department headquarters, I guess we'll just hold on to them and let's continue climbing, shall we? 45,000 people. 46,000 people. 47,000 people. Ah ah. Yes, indeedy do, man. Population's growing like crazy. Alright, let's see what's going on as far as the voice goes. Pollution is bad, crime is bad, housing costs are bad. But things are picking up as far as that goes. Well, let's take a look at our crime rate, shall we? Crime rate is highest where your population density is highest, or your land value is lowest. Yeah, so it's pretty bad right here in the center. So what do you say we turn these two underperformers into our police and fire department headquarters? And they'll help with the land value around here anyway, because they'll cut down the crime rate. Alright, I guess we need to cram in some more industry, some more commercial zones and the like. So let's get going on those. Up to 18 minutes, man. Doesn't seem like I'm getting anywhere, does it? Alrighty. Yeah, so just have patience and just let your city grow as it's going. You know, the more residential zones you have, you know, obviously the more places are going to have to build, but, you know, they probably won't develop nearly as well unless you actually have, you know, a limit on how many you're supposed to, how many you actually have. You know what I mean? You actually have a limit. Yeah. Less places they had to live, you know, they're going to move in and they're going to develop them considerably because there's going to be more people trying to cram into the same building each and every time. Dude. So, yeah. Not the best at explaining this, I know. It's not that hard, you know, like I said, you can just watch what I'm doing and see for yourself how it works. Typically, commercial zones, I've noticed, tend to do better than residential zones and industrial zones if you place them along waterfronts. I'm not going to bother with that. Typically, I've got a small island here at the bottom, which I pretty much cover with industrial zones and a few commercial zones near the top. That's pretty much going to stay exactly how it is. But we're going to fill the rest of it out with park. Park's nice. It raises the land value anywhere you put it. And anything you build on park automatically has max land value. Which is nice. It makes it attractive to people to build on, but also costs a lot. You know, so housing costs will go through the roof if you decide to build all your park all over this map and then start building on it. Alright, so we need more residential zones. So let's build some more of these. More donut holes and what have you. Yippee-ki-yay and junk. Yeah. Fill these out. I'd like to keep my residential zones and commercial zones in pairs, because when they do that, they can max out at top level. Industrial zones don't do that, but residential zones and commercial zones do. See, residential zones, here's some residential tops. There's some commercial zones that are ready to become tops. These C5 highs, or C5 uppers, or whatever they're called. Alrighty, you know the routine. We're 48,000. I'll stop the video somewhere around us reaching capital level if it's all the same. Shouldn't take long. We're at 49,000, so I don't think it's going to take very long at all. There we go, 50,000, just like that. Capital! Congratulations, your city has become a capital. All eyes are on you now, so it's time to show your stuff. Build airports and seaports to improve your commercial and industrial zones. We're at 50,000 people, folks. That's where this video ends. Pollution warning! Shit!